everyone! Hello my friends and hello to the honorable judges. How is it going everyone? I hope all of you guys still in a good condition. First of all, let me introduce myself. My name is Tuah and my nickname is Tata. I'm from Senior High School Hang Tuah 4 Surabaya. Then I would like to thank to the Almighty God because that I got opportunity to join this event. Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you about the famous traditional legend in my hometown, which is usually as known as the city of the heroes called Surabaya. Before we started, my question, have you ever heard about the story? Well, let's dive right in together. Once upon a time, in the northern part of East Java, there lived a scary giant crocodile. He lived in the river. He was the ruler of the river and a predator who was feared by all of the animals in the jungle. The name of the crocodile was Baya. He was very good at hunting, so all of the animals in the forest were afraid of him. In the sea, there lived a wild shark named Sura. He ruled the sea and every fish was scared of him. However, Sura felt bored because he ate the fish every day. He was curious about the river near the sea. One day, he decided to go to the river. At the side of the river, there was a deer that was drinking water. Suddenly, Sura felt hungry, so he swam silently to the edge and jumped out to catch the deer. Sura was happy to get such a delicious food. After eating the deer, Sura became addicted. The next day, he had a bath in the river and got a lot of food. After a couple of days, Baya became suspicious because it was harder and harder for him to find a prey. He started investigating what was happening. When Baya saw Sura catch a little monkey in the river, Baya became angry.
Hey, Sura, what are you doing here? This is my territory. How dare you snatch my prey?
Sura was not afraid of Baya. He challenged Baya to a fight.
Hey, I can look for food anywhere I want. It's not just your territory here. All animals are free to look for food here.
Finally, a fight could not be avoided, and the fight began. Because both of them were strong, the fight was very long. 4 days, all animals in the forest were disturbed by the fight. They couldn't sleep. Finally, the two wild animals were exhausted. No one won and no one lost because both of them were strong.
Hey, Sura, we better end this fight. I'm too tired.
So am I, Baya. Okay, let's end this battle.
Sura, first we need to limit our hunting area. The end of the river is the limit. Don't you break the line or you will feel the consequences.
Okay, Baya, I accept this agreement. Sura finally left the river and returned to the sea. For months, the forest calmed down. There were no fights between Sura and Baya. But Sura felt uneasy. He longed to eat deer meat like before. There were a lot of fish in the sea, but it wasn't enough for him. He couldn't bear it. So quietly, he swam up toward the mouth of the river.
If I look for prey near the river's mouth, Baya won't know because he lives further up there.
Unfortunately, no prey approached the mouth of the river. Sura was tired of waiting. So finally, Sura swam up the river toward the forest. Sura wanted to go back to the jungle again, but this time he would be more careful not to be caught by Baya.
I will catch a prey and immediately bring it out to the sea, so Baya won't see me.
The plan was successful, and for months he hunted in the river without being discovered. Over time, Baya became suspicious because again his prey was reduced. But he didn't see Surah in the river, but he believed this was Surah's doing.
This must be Surah. Watch out, Surah.
Then he prepared to plan. He found a deer but didn't catch him right away. Instead, he hurt the deer's leg so he couldn't run away. The deer was placed to the edge of the river, then Baya hid. A short time later, Surah swam up the river and saw the injured deer. Surah felt excited because the deer was fat.
Wow, lucky me. Today I'll have a feast.
Just as he was about to bring the deer to the sea, Baya confronted him.
Hey, you sure are stubborn and shameless, Surah. How greedy are you? Imagine the fish in the sea are abundant, but you are still hunting in my area.
Hey, if you want, you can hunt in the sea. I don't forbid you.
I don't like fish, and I especially can't stand the seawater.
Well, it's okay if you don't like it. At least I've offered to you. Surah answered lightly and dragged the deer to the sea. Baya got angry.
Hey, Surah, where do you think you're bringing that deer?
To the sea. I'll eat it there.
Bring the deer here. I got it to trap you.
Well, it's your fault you didn't eat the deer yourself.
You forgot our agreement. This river is my territory.
Hey, if there is a water, there is me. This agreement is ridiculous.
Okay then, our agreement is cancelled. Now, the strongest one has the right to rule this area.
Finally, Baya attacked Surah. A fight could not be prevented. But this time, it was even more exciting because no one dared to approach the area of the fight. Surah always dodged his attacks and Baya became annoyed. When Surah was off guard, Baya managed to bite his tail. Ouch! My tail! Surah didn't want to lose. Both of them were in pain and seriously injured. However, Baya didn't despair. He continued to bite until Surah's tail was cut off. Surah was in so much pain, so he ran away leaving Baya toward the sea. Since then, Surah has not dared to approach the river. And since he no longer had a tail, Surah couldn't swim as hard as he once had. To commemorate the fierce fight, the area where the two animals fought was called Surabaya. We have two messages from the story. The first one is, don't be a greedy person because it will better yourself. And the second one is, don't break your promise to others because trust is one of the precious things in society. That's all from the story. I hope you can enjoy it. The last I say, thank you, see you, and goodbye.